Hi everyone, it's John Quentin 5, which means 5 wise, which every time I say it now I think of the parable of the virgins. But anyhow, what we're looking at here is a supposed future map of the United States of America due to supposed warming and the water's rising, and they say it's, going to be a long process. But what I think it really is, this map here showing, is probably what happens after Revelation when the star falls and impacts the earth. Probably in Pacific coast, which causes so much water to come onto the western part of the United States, which then from all that water pressure, it probably pushes the earth, pushes the earth like this. So this part over here comes up and comes away from this part over here, allowing all the lakes to flow down through and then causing just a big, I guess actually it would be like a new ocean, right? Because according to this map, I should have some kind of pointer. In this map, if you look here, the water is coming the whole ways over. This is Pennsylvania, Ohio. This should be, I believe, Arkansas, right? Tennessee. And then down here's Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi. And then the ones under the water, Louisiana, good part of Texas, about half of Oklahoma, I think a little bit, I believe that's Nebraska. Who else is in here? Minnesota is up here somewhere. Michigan's up here, completely gone. Minnesota, Wisconsin. Is this Iowa? I think it's Iowa. All these states out here in the Midwest gone. And then, all this over here is gone. It's kind of like, it's kind of interesting with Arizona, the shape that it shows Arizona. And California's completely gone. This is Nevada. Almost all of Nevada's gone. This is Oregon. Half of Oregon's gone. Half of Seattle's gone, which is no, big loss, because if you realize the way the world is today, right here, this is where all the cesspool is, right here. Washington, up here, state of Washington, cesspool. Oregon here, cesspool. California, complete cesspool. Nevada's a complete cesspool, so I'm surprised anything's left of Nevada. Arizona, I guess, half a cesspool. And then, you got what was known, this is really, I think, known as the Bible Belt here, really. Texas, Oklahoma, I believe, I'm pretty sure this is Nebraska, right? Nebraska, let's see, this should be North Dakota, South Dakota, if I'm not mistaken. Shoot, what's it? Is this Iowa? Shoot. But anyhow, you can look up the map and see what the states are, see what states are, underwater, what parts aren't affected. It's kind of interesting because if you look at the parts that ain't affected, and if you know anybody in the military, and if you've done any research on what people are doing and where people are actually locating to more than any place, they're moving to the Ozarks and to, which is what, down here in Arkansas. Where's Arkansas? Where is Arkansas? I think Arkansas is here, right, though, ain't? Which half of it's underwater and half of it's above water. I'm pretty sure this is Arkansas. All right, I need to shoot. I'm gonna make sure that's Arkansas, above Tennessee, right? Or is that Kansas? No, wait a minute. That's Kansas. Arkansas. Wait a minute. I think Arkansas is here, right beside, above. This should be Arkansas, I think, above Oklahoma. I'm gonna have to look myself, darn it. Yeah, that should be freaking. Oh shoot, what was I thinking? Oh yeah, there's Ark State, Arkansas, right? Yeah, or what is it called? What state is it called? Darn it, I have to look that up again myself. Shoot, that might be Arkansas there, and then this is Kansas over here. Shoot, because I know this is Tennessee. I know this is Mississippi. I know that's Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, uh, Delaware and stuff. That's all gone. That's underwater. Delaware, New Jersey, a lot of uh, well, part of New York. And I forget what this is up here. Is that what, Connecticut and Maine and Vermont and but anyhow, you can go look this up yourself if you can find it. This here's on I don't know what the heck it is. I guess in Indian in the Machine WordPress.com or something. I think this was on Pinterest, but supposedly it's the U.S. Naval's future map of America from the supposed climate warming and the glaciers melting, and this is going to take a while, but I think what it is it'll be from Revelations when the star hits the Pacific Ocean, creating a massive tidal wave, which comes up onto the western shore. I imagine it's probably actually going to come in further, but all this is what's probably going to stay underwater. I bet you the actual tide, because I bet you that tidal wave probably travels the whole ways over here to this mountain range, but recedes back and then is to here. So all this probably will be underwater at one time, more than likely. So anyhow, who am I? I'm just John from Pennsylvania. Born and raised here, except for I lived for a very short time down here in Mississippi. So anyhow, and then we moved back up to Pennsylvania. When we first moved back up, we lived in, well, it's one of them weird things where I think we lived in Hollidaysburg, but it was Duncansville. It was up around Altoona, because when we came back from Mississippi, we went to my wife's dad's until we were able to get a place over in Wilkes-Barre, and we got a hotel over there at Extended Stay on top of this rock, this mountain in Pennsylvania, which is really interesting because I keep going back to the lady I met there, and it's really trying to figure that one out because of her name, and someone who I know has ties to the same name. She had this little dog named Woody, man. He was a cute little dog. I'm trying to think what they are. Was it like a Yorkie Terrier or something like that? Or like a poodle? No, I don't think it was a poodle, though. It had brown hair. Different kind of like shades of brown hair. Just a little guy. Some of his hair was like long. One of them, when they walk, they look like they're running. I used to take him out to go potty when she was working. She was a nurse, and I think she was working the same hours as my wife, the night shift. So I would let him out, take him out when I would take me and my wife's dog out, Ethel. We had a little miniature dachshund, so when I would take her out to go potty, I would go up and grab Woody and take Woody and Ethel out to the potty together, because we were at this hotel, extended stay hotel. I can't remember what floor we were on now, darn it. I just know she was above us. Trying to think what floor we were on. It had like 4 or 5 floors. I think we might have been on the 3rd floor. Who knows? I have to try to remember. I'll have to go look at the hotel, because if I go look at the hotel and see how many... I think we might have been on the 4th and she was on the 5th floor. I'll have to go look. It was extended stay hotel in Scranton. No, not Scranton. In Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. It was on top of this rock, literally. I mean, when you went to it, you took this windy, turning road to go up, and it was nothing but rock. You could literally tell that they they carved the road, the path out of sheer rock. I mean rock, to put this extended stay hotel on top of. You can Google it. It's in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. We were there for, oh man, I think what, 3 months. I think it was 4 months. We were there. That's interesting. So anyhow, and then we got, which was pretty wild. We got an apartment at a place called, was it Tall Trees? I think it was Tall Trees Apartments. But it was Tall Pines. I mean, the whole place, this was so wild. It was, you could Google it, look it up. It was in Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's where we wound up getting an apartment at this apartment complex. I think it was called Tall Trees, on top of the mountain in Scranton. What was that road we took to go up? There was a lake there. I used to walk over to the lake when my wife, well, she would be sleeping because I think she was working nights then. She was actually rotating. I think she was working nights and then working days, 7 at night to 7 in the morning, and then sometimes 7 in the morning to 7 at night. But anyhow, that was when we lived up in Scranton, on top of a mountain. What was that lake called? Shoot. I used to walk to it, darn it. It was a beautiful lake. I mean, beautiful lake. No, they didn't allow any kind of recreational anything on this lake. And when you would go and sit by it and look, I mean, it was the cleanest, prettiest, pure water you could ever see. And there was actually a natural spring of water that was coming up out of the rocks, literally beside the lake, flowing into the lake. And it was, oh man, it was so beautiful. It was up in Scranton, Pennsylvania, at Tall Trees. I'm pretty sure it was Tall Trees or Tall Pines. I'm pretty sure it was Tall Trees, but it was Tall Pines all around the place. It was in the middle of nowhere, basically, up in Pennsylvania on top of a mountain in Scranton. Man, that place was beautiful. We were there for, oh man, a little over a year. I think we wound up getting there in January of 2017. We got to her dad's in October of 16. We were at her dad's October, November, December. Yeah, we were at her dad's for 3 months. And then we moved to, from her dad's to Wilkes-Barre. Or no, we weren't even at her. That's right, we weren't at her dad's that long. No, we came back to her dad's. I think we were at her dad's for like a week or two. And then we moved from her dad's, the whole ways from her dad's in Altoona, over to Wilkes-Barre, to the extended stay hotel on top of this mountain. Man, that place was beautiful. You should look it up, because there's this restaurant what was it called? The Wood something, or beautiful place. And there's a beautiful, they have it on their website. You can see this area beside this restaurant where they have this walking path that goes up alongside this beautiful stream up and through the mountain. Man, it's beautiful. So anyhow, I just thought I would come on and do a different video for once. I'm so tired of the YouTube clowns on YouTube, you know. I'm sure people think I'm a YouTube clown too. That's all right. You're allowed free will to think what you want. Oh, I knew what I was going to say too. I wanted to talk about that scripture in Matthew 11:14, because I've heard all kinds of people say all kinds of crazy things about that scripture, but exactly what that scripture says. I mean, there's one person out there who thinks it's about him, and his name's Jonathan, and then, the scriptures were pretty clear. It was John, and, by that time in scripture and history, they knew a difference between Jonathan and John. I mean, there was a Jonathan in the Old Testament. So, when that scripture was written, they knew a difference between the name John and the name Jonathan. All right, everyone, if you stayed that long, then you got maybe got something. All right, everyone. Peace, love, joy, and kindness to you. especially you, hireling.